So we're going to continue on with 18.1, and we're going to look at explain 2, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. And so we're going to be on page 849. And so remember that distributive property states that multiplying a term by a sum is the same thing as multiplying the term by each part of the sum, then adding the results. Okay, so for part A, just watch. So if we distribute 3x times 3x squared, so we have 9, because 3 times 3 gives us 9. And then we have 1 and 2, so x cubed. Then we have 3x times 6x, and so we have plus 18x squared, because we have 1 and 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we have 3x times a negative 5, so negative 15x. And so this would actually be our answer. And so I know that the book did step by step. They distributed here. So we distribute, then they distributed here, and they distributed here, because that is, in fact, the definition we gave. And then they simplified and added exponents. And we got to, or they got to, 9x cubed plus 18x squared minus 15x, which is exactly the same thing that we got here. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and take notes with me. Go ahead and write this down, and we will go step by step. And so we have 2xy times 5x squared y plus 3x y squared plus 7xy. Okay, so if we distribute and simplify, we're going to distribute to each term. And so we have 2xy times 5x squared y plus 2xy, because again, everything has to be multiplied by this term outside of the parentheses. We have 2xy times 3xy squared plus 2xy times 7xy. And if I go in and I fill in this next step, 2 times 5 gives me 10. And I had 1x here, I had 2 there, so 1 plus 2. And then we had 1y and 1y here, so 1 plus 1. Okay, so that's going to give me 10x cubed, because 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 1 is 2, and that's going to give me this term here. And then I have 6x, because 2 times 3 is 6. I have an x here and an x here, which is 1 and 1. And then I have a y here and 2 y's here. Okay, so now I have 6. Well, 1 plus 1 is 2, so I have x squared. And I have y cubed. Now I'm going to go to my last term here. And I have 2 times 7, which is 14. I have 1x here, 1x here. I have 1y here, 1y here. And so I have 14x squared, y squared. Because 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay. So if I go ahead and move on here, we're going to go down and look at number 6. Okay. So we're not going to worry about number 5, but we are going to look at 6. And so I'm actually going to do it both ways, because I want you guys to see it both ways. Okay, and so if I do it how I originally did it, I have 2a squared times 5b squared, 2a squared times 3ab, 2a squared times 6a, and 2a squared times 1. And so if I do it that way, I'm starting here, so I have 2a squared times 5b squared, so I have 10a squared b squared, plus 2 times 3 is 6a cubed b, and then 2a squared times 6a, so plus 12a cubed, and 2a times 1, so 2a. Okay, so if I was writing that in standard form, I would start here, then move here, and go here, and then go here. Okay, now if we're going to do it like the book did it, we're going to start out by saying 2a to the 5th times 5b squared plus 2a, why did I say to the 5th? I meant squared over here. So it should be 2a, let's start that over. So I have 2a squared times 5b squared plus 2a squared times 3ab plus 2a squared times 6a plus 2a squared times 1. And I should have finished this over here with a squared. Okay. And so now I'm going to distribute. So I have 2 times 5, which gives me 10. A squared and b squared are two different terms, so I'll have a squared, b squared, plus 2 times 3 is 6. And I'll have a 2 plus, I have 1a here, so 1b plus 2 times 6 is 12. I have a squared plus 1 more a here, because that's a 1, plus 2a squared, because 2a squared times 1 is just 2a squared. And so if I simplify that, I have 10a squared b squared plus 6a cubed b plus 12a cubed plus 2a squared. And that would be my final answer.